Hello and welcome back to Pillars of Eternity. We are in Twin Elms, finally. And we can walk around Hearthsong Market. We can go there, right? Yeah. Let's go in there. Come on. Cat child. You have a name.
Hail, Estramor.
This tall woman is clad in furred hides. She settles a sharp, dark-eyed gaze on you. I hold here the best hides in Glenpath. Hides so thick the stallion cannot claw through. Boots so supple they will smother the ground of your steps. What's your trade? I bear it on my skin. I sell hides from every one of Galwain's beasts. Estramor come from every village to see them, and know us for the great hunters. Every hide bears the tale of a great hunt, and our traders bear them in turn to every corner of our lands. May I see your wares? Then here, look upon the bounty our hunters have provided us. Ooh. I don't think any of us is using light armor at this moment, but thank you. I think, yep, they have enough.
Hail, Estramor.
This thick-framed woman smiles broadly as you approach. Ah, I see that you heard it. A good blade has a voice, and it sings to its wielder. What weapon called you forward? Okay. Oh, you also have what I like. Dark color. I don't think now I don't have anyone who's using weapons that much. I mean, we don't need any weapons.
Hail, Estramor.
Some food for your travels. I hold here many delicious cheeses and fresh fruit. Oh, no, thank you. I'm just talking to you. Okay.
Estramor.
An old elven woman clothed in thick robes beckons you to approach. Welcome, foreigner. Welcome. Her forearms, splotched by green and blue stains, wriggle out of her hanging sleeve like caterpillars out of ripe fruit. I've got what you seek. Always. Come see. Between bows and smiles, she points to a little girl beside the herbalist's store. We're here to help you, foreigner. Yes, we are. The Fisher Crane tribe serves your people. Arming against potions, tinctures. She makes a sprawling gesture at a collection of pots, bottles, and herbs that lies behind her. If you seek it, I have it, always. Okay, thank you, but I don't need it, but,
What brings you here?
You have a look of a hunter, Estramor. Darwaran's weapons may protect the woman who seeks out misfortune, but my supplies will help you to survive out in the wilds. Do so? Ooh. Nice. But nothing there. Ooh, a staff. For anyone in particular? No. Durans, we have a staff for you. Ebony spider figurine. No, thank you. There you go. Oh, actually, you have a staff. Oh. I need this horse. God damn it. I shouldn't be buying stuff. It would be difficult for me to get something better than what I already have. Is it me, or are these doors leading nowhere? Weird. Let's walk around, let's look at the people here. The pedestal shadow creeps around the dais. Of course I'm gonna steal. I'm a guest here. Come on. Don't put them home. Don't put them home, I guess. Oh, Celestial Sapling, yes, this is where we are supposed to bring the scroll. We really are living in the ruins. Since we're in the city, we can just run away. Thank you. I'm taking it so no one else has it. Ooh, I need to put the keeper's place. Shoo pale, that witch, shoo! Fuming with anger and pacing in tiny circles, the Valen merchant aims his wild round at you as you approach. You there! Have you come here to trade with the savages? Learn from my example and take your business elsewhere. Spittle accents his every sentence. Liars, cheats, swindlers. The delicious peach Alari. She claimed to be selling Elar the Gola flower buds, but all I have now is 6 bushels of common houseplant. The herbs are useless. He throws a handful of dried plants to the ground, stomping on the brittle stems and leaves, kicking up pungent savory scent. I'll get my money back from that swindling savage. What is Elard Gula? Rihanna's rage abates for a moment, and his face twists into a nervous smile. Elard Gula is a plant that grows in the jungles of Air Glanflash. He clears his throat, lowering his voice. When dried and consumed or brewed into a tea, it's known to enhance one's drive for the better pleasures in life. You tested the remedy on yourself. Well, Renato fidgets in place and his hands moving the creases in his tunic. How can I tell a remedy I have not tested? Of course I tried a herb, but imagine what would have happened if I peddled this pale imitation. Renato clears his throat, his voice grows quiet. The herb did not have its intended effect. The only thing it made hard was not vomiting. What did Alari say when you confronted her? Nothing of substance, he quickly mutters. She defended herself, of course, saying the herbs were legitimate. Why wouldn't she lie? No one will value my word over hers. He spits in the ground. Alaric can lie with impunity when surrounded by gangs of savage thugs. What do you intend to do about this? When I get my hands on... Renato holds his sentence, his eyes darting about at the nearby Glenford guards. I'm in the savage's home court, so it's my word against hers. Where does that leave me? I will be a fool to threaten her here in tribal soil. I cannot sell this worthless herb to recover my coin, and I am powerless to confront Alari. I don't suppose. He looks at you, seizing you up. If you were willing to mediate, perhaps you could succeed where I failed. I would, of course, pay you handsomely for your troubles. I'll see what I can do. But first, let's bring this scroll to where it should be. The unusual stone pulses with warmth. I don't see anyone interesting to talk to, except of course you. Hello, I'm trying to talk.
Hello!
A middle-aged elven man stands behind the counter of the inn. He has a warm, open face and smiles pleasantly in greeting as you approach. Welcome, welcome! I'm always glad to see a new face. Take a seat where you like, my friend. It seems to me you've walked a long road. All are welcome here, and those with interesting stories most welcome of all. Tell me about this place. Of course! Elifion's face brightens. I founded the inn many years ago, but in many ways its tale begins much earlier. It was while I was returning from a long journey south that I first heard the story of the tree upon which this inn rests. Hundreds of years ago, a strange event occurred. The sky was troubled that night, with many stars falling across the sky, and one of those same stars began to plummet instead towards Eora. It fell here, striking a young tree and burying itself within it like a fiery heart. But the tree survived, and over the years it grew and grew and grew, twice as big as its fellows in half the time, until it reached the size you see now, and grew no more. Hearing the tale, I knew I must find the truth, and you see it there. He gestures toward the large stone at the center of the room. Around the tree's hearth, I built this inn to welcome all travelers who might look upon it. I am always glad to see a new face. Take a seat where you like, my friend. Okay, I would like a room, please. Of course. Celestial suit. Thank you. Sure.
Hail and well met.
A slender woman in dusty leather socks. I was with you. It's good to see someone from more civilized lands around here. Her unkempt hair sprouts in wavy black tufts. Despite the fine features that sculpt her face, a cleft chin completes her boyish appearance. I'm learning firsthand the many shortcomings on Glafatan hospitality. Her gloved hands come to rest on the pommel of a long estoc hinged low on her hip. I can almost forgive the hostility toward outsiders, but the temporary taverns and these watered-down drinks, inexcusable. I hope I don't seem too forward, but I need to help my friends, and you look like the right person for the job. A sly smile carves a dimple on her cheek. Which is to say, you're not Glenfatan, making you the closest thing I've got to an ally in this paranoid land. She gives you a coquettish sideways glance. And allies, well, they help each other, do they not? Who are you? The woman pats the dust off her leggings and gives you an exaggerated curtsy. Where did I leave my ambassadorial manners? She flashes a mocking smile. I'm Quinteth. Pleasure to meet you. She lifts an eyebrow with a blushing smirk. For the time being, though, I'm just another Estimor minding her own business. What help do you need? My friends have done some unwanted attention. Quinteth looks to both sides, scanning for uninvited listeners. Glenfatan scouts, and not just any mob of local zealots. The Fangs! She poses to let the name settle in the air. The Fangs are a brutal, relentless bunch, eager to make an example of troublesome outsiders. As for why I need your help, her smile widens as she speaks. I need someone to warn the expedition that trouble is coming, and I need someone ready to fight if it comes to that. She taps her hand on the pommel of her estoc. With any luck, we'll reach my friends before the Fangs do. But if not, the Fangs have a reputation to uphold, so this might require spilling blood. Why aren't you with the rest of your friends? Why not warn them yourself? Her posture stiffens at the question. It was my turn to handle for our patrol. I spotted the Fangs on my trek back to camp. I knew that rejoining the main group would risk leading the enemy right back to the expedition. I know the woods and I know how to stay quiet. But I didn't want to stake my friends' lives and my ability to sneak past expert hunters like the Fangs. If they noticed me warning my friends, would have been overrun. Quinteth tilts her head to the side and points to you with a grin. But if they notice me and some reinforcements, like, say, you, well, at least we can scare them off and put up a good fight. Why did your friends do to draw the attention of the Fangs? Just setting foot in Glenfaf is a good way of offending the tribes. I don't know how they picked up our trail. I suspect one of our newer scouts didn't cover his tracks well enough. When I spotted the fangs, they were tracing a path that the expedition had taken days before. Tell me about your expedition. I like to think we're on a mission of reclamation. Gwyneth dars a shrewd smile. It is said that our armies left behind many valuables in their hasty retreat from Erglanfav at the end of the War of Black Trees. So, the way I see it, we are simply gathering up what our ancestors left behind. I doubt the Glanfatans agree with me on this, she adds, with a dimpled grin. My expedition sets out from Defiance Bay, heading directly east to cross into Glanfatan lands. I split off once we arrived at the Bale, the natural frontier between our nations. The plan was for me to keep my eyes on the Glanfatans while the main groups scoured the target area. For days we eluded them. She walks her finger over the back of her leather glove, leaving a trail on its dusty surface. But the fangs got wise of our presence. Your friends are trespassing. By local custom, they're criminals. Gwyneth frowns and blinks at you several times. You'll forgive me if I'm not sympathetic with face painters and their barbaric laws. I'm not pretending that what we're doing is noble. I just don't believe trespassing is a crime that warrants execution. I'll help you on the expedition. Gwyneth smiles with an overt display of dimples. Excellent! I knew I could count on you. She leans in and whispers. Assuming the fangs didn't already get them, my friends should now be at or around the Pilgrim's Trail in the North Weald. The plan was to camp along a trail leading to a temple of Hela. Find my comrades, warn them the fangs are coming, and help them clear out the forest. I'll head out first on my own to see if I can't lead the fangs astray and buy us some time. She pulls her asstock a few inches out of his scabbard and cracks a smile. If they got smile on us, we won't have to draw steel. Should it come to that, I'm glad you are on our side. Honestly, I wish I wasn't. Fine, don't talk to me. I still don't see anyone I can leave these parchment. Oh, there it is.
Welcome!
The monk massages his temples, his face buried in his palm. As we approach, he looks up. This room needs a proper door, he mutters. My brothers and I rented this place that we may have some measure of privacy in this foreign land. Perhaps we could find another room here in the inn. I met another monk in robes like yours. He died on his wounds right as I found him. The monk's eyes widen, his fists curl in a crackling barrage of popping joints. Robes like ours, you say? Was he carrying anything? Did he tell you anything? Hand you anything? Please, we've been waiting for another of our order to meet us here, and if you found him... His eyes fall to the floor as the monks begin to whisper chants in unison to their fallen friend. He gave me this missive. Hand me that! The monk exclaimed as he snatches the missive from her grasp. Almost immediately his face turns red. Please, this is of great importance. Breaking the seals, the monk unrolls the handwritten scroll contained within and quickly reads the message, his lips breathlessly mouthing the text. He turns to address his brothers. My brethren, the Archmartyr has sent word. At long last, we now have what we need. Thank you, stranger, the monk says, folding his hands in front of him as he bows deeply. Your honest soul is to be applauded. I admit I was surprised. When you handed me the message, I expected the seals to be broken. The monk turns red, his face smiling for the first time. I am glad to see common decency is not yet lost from this world. He reaches into the folds of his robes. Here, your honesty must be rewarded. Thank you. Also, I demand that you were mad. To the waterline added. Give me a minute. A Rautarai merchant ship was sunk by Adirian pirates off the eastern coast of Red Seras. Before the ship collapsed into the waves, the pirates made off with a variety of precious treasures, many of which were experimental animancy implements of nautical devices intended for Defiance Bay and Spirento. The concerned would-be recipients of the cargo are discreetly inquiring about potential help. Their hope is to recover the shipments before the pirates learn the value of what they've taken. Sure, Hannah, you go. Okay, so let's find... Oh, you have a name! Oh, okay, you are the operator of death. Anything is considered stealing in this place. Honestly. Keepers, compass, crane, stelgaras, alhors, and brambles. Thank you. The keepers of the stone, the guided compass.
Another Estremor. What do you want?
Sagani leans in. Careful. This woman's young for an elder and looking to prove herself, I think. I'm looking for another who passed through the city.
Few Estremoran are given the freedom of our sacred city. That you ask for this person is suspicious. There are reasons we don't let you Estremoran roam our sacred city. Reasons I am coming to understand.
Has something happened recently? More than I care to think about.
Looters have grown bolder at the sites of the builders. The people of Defiance Bay set fire to their own city. And every week, the 3 Tusk Stelgar bring news of more desperate settlers pushing at our borders, trying to escape their plague of Anolfane children.
Suddenly, you feel the presence of someone else in the hall. The NMF continues to glare at you, but something has stepped out of her skin. It reaches out to you.
Permitting more strangers the freedom of the city is out of the question right now. Go and be thankful that Anamfath Shimak doesn't sit in the passage of the Six today. He would not be so kind as I.
A vision of an Orlan man appears near Beth. He has the same green-brown fur and hazel eyes as she does. Help me reason with them. He points behind you. Turning, you see the ghostly shapes of 5 other Anamfada. Or another Orlan with tawny fur and a scarred face, a frowning dwarf, a black-furred Orlan, and 2 elves. Who's that other Orlan? He looks just like you. A scowl creases her round face. Is this your idea of a joke? Your kind have no sense of subtlety. The spectral Orlan takes another step from her, setting his foot down with a slow, heavy motion. The entries of essence strain between them, and he grimaces and leans forward, as if struggling against the gale. The angry Anamef winces. War. The spectral Orlan's voice is a rasping croak. They're headed for war. Remind them of Farrell's warning. Does Farrell's warning mean anything to you? Farrell's soul image gasps. Taut threads of essence tug at him, drawing him back into the Amanev. He looks up at you again. I tried to tell them the builder's souls have touched even the Estremorn.
You'd better explain yourself.
The builder's souls have touched even the Estremorn.
There's no way you could have known this saying. Not unless you are a Galuth on Anams, a watcher of souls.
Ferald tried to warn the other tribes about something. What was it?
Ferald's warning came before the Broken Stone War. Ferald, my ancestor on my mother's side, was Anamfoth of our tribe then. When the Estremoric farmers defiled the builders' monuments, Ferald urged the other Anamfotha to patience, but louder, angrier voices prevailed. Ferald believed that the invaders could be taught to respect the builders as we do. He also believed the builders' souls had spread to all peoples, and that we should avoid needless conflict with others. More practically, he worried that a violent response would only spur further bloodshed across the generations, and you can see where we are today.
After 2 wars with the Druid, his warning is more relevant than ever.
While Ferald's words were shrewd, they were ignored back then. Simply remembering his warning now will not undo the wars and the changes that the years have seen. There is blood on these stones, and that is all anyone remembers now.
An image of a polished Atra cube flashes into your mind. There is writing on the sides, but the image is too faint for you to read it. The Anamenfath turns away from you and looks at the ground, knowing a pointed claw. You can't change the past, but your choices now still matter. She looks at you sadly. Yes, that is the problem.
Another Estremor came through here a few days ago and, well, letting him through was a mistake. One I am eager not to repeat. The Guided Compass tribe has a reputation for being too soft with Estremoran. One that will not be improved by my failure to stop this man who has desecrated our most sacred sites.
That sounds like the man I came here to stop.
I won't repeat a mistake in my haste to correct it. We bar twin elms from Estremoran to protect the ancient places that the builders left behind. The builders left this heritage to us to defend, but they alone had access to it. On this much, at least the 6 tribes agree.
You again see the polished Atra cornerstone in your mind. This time, the image is clearer. Each face of the stone is inscribed with a phrase you know by heart. You feel your lips form words. A gift from the builders of civilization to the guardians of their legacy. May the guardians watch the door while the builders keep the key.
These were the words given to the keepers of the stone.
What do they mean? She eyes you carefully. They mean that Ferald's words may indeed be true.
Very well. The city is yours to explore. Tell the guard at the gate that you come to see the cornerstone with the blessing of the Guided Compass. If the gods have truly returned one of the builders to us, find the Delimgon of Ter Evron in Elm's Reach. If the gods have sent you here with a purpose, the Delimgon will know.
In the meantime, I shall be here to assist you. What are the 6 tribes? Glenfathan society is divided into tribes, which are further divided into clans. Each tribe is united by a particular history or way of life, and clans are communities of families that live together. In truth, there are more than 6 tribes, but the 6 largest have traditionally led the others. Each of the six has a seat here in the Passage of the Six, where we discuss matters of common interest. You saw, for instance, the debate that occurred before the Parkinson War. She gives you a hesitant look. The six tribes are the keepers of the stone, Fisher Crane, Three-Tusked Steel Gear, Stone Bramble, Twice-Split Arrows, and, of course, the Guided Compass. Who are the keepers of the stone? They are the first and oldest of the tribes. When they first sailed to Air Glenfab, they met the builders, who gave them the cornerstone, and those words you quoted, as a token of friendship. Many of the tribes, even among the six, look to the keepers for guidance and leadership. Their long history grants them a place of honor in our society, though it has also made them more conservative, in my observation. I would like to hear about Fisher Crane, a mostly Orland tribe from the Terrain Bog. Most of the side they guard are half buried in the wetlands, and even the other tribes couldn't tell you where they are. They are not the most renowned of the tribes, but they are the cleverest and subtlest. Say what you will about the berserkers of Frita's Telgir, I would rather face them than a Fisher Crane ambush squad any day. They are named after a long-necked bird that lives in the bog. It can stand motionless for hours, waiting for a muckfrog or a spotted salamander. But when it strikes, it's faster than anything. What do you know about Three-Tusked Steel Gear? Same as everybody. They're fearless maniacs and they want everyone to know it. They're considered a wild bunch, even among Glenfatans. Many of the territories have seen the most conflict in the Estramaran, and they don't forget it. They don't want anyone else to either. They inflicted and bore some of the heaviest casualties in the wars with the Estramaran. In fact, there was a rift within Three-Tusked Steel Gear after the War of Black Trees. Dozens of clans broke away from their ravaged lands and retreated further into their wood, joining whichever tribes would take them. Broken Tusks, some call them. The majority of the tribe dug into the half-buried forest to hold the line, and many respect them for it. They've more than earned their place among the six, but they advocate more conflict than is wise, and too many others are quick to idolize them for their valor in battle. Tell me about Stone Bramble. Mostly dwarves out of the White March. They're one of the younger tribes, formed over the years by trade routes between the wilds and the mountains. They see themselves as genuinely Glenfatan, though, and who can argue with them? Only Fisher Crane defends sides in such inhospitable territory. Personally, though, I would say it's gone to their heads. They like to think the rest of us have it easy in the lowlands, forgetting that the wars with the Istramoren had never reached their mountains. Still, they came to our aid during both. They're named for a tough, thorny little plant that grows up in the mountains. It suits them. I'm not familiar with the Twice-Split Arrows. Not many are. They're traditionally outcasts and exiles from other tribes, probably the least respected tribe of them all. But our ancestors believed they should have a voice, and so they've got a seat among the six. Most of the other tribes see them as scavengers and bottom feeders, but don't say that to a Twice-Split Arrow. They think themselves survivors, and they're as proud of their tribe as anyone else. They'll accept anyone, and I suppose there's virtue in that. You never know what you're getting with them, though. Some clans will rob you blind, and others will solder a lamp for the honor of your visit. The Guided Compass is your tribe, right? Indeed. We're one of the younger tribes, and not one of the most prestigious. We've tried to keep the peace with the Estramaran, which has earned us the reputation of appeasers among some of our hardline brethren in Three-Tusked Steel Gear and the Keepers of the Stone. We value our heritage as Glenfatans, but we recognize that the Estramaran are here to stay. The way we see it, we can better follow our mandate to protect the places of the builders by making peace with our neighbors. I would like to know more about you. I am the Anameth of the Guided Compass. Like many Anamantha, I have leadership in my blood. While tribal authority is not strictly hereditary, we believe the strong leaders can impart a portion of their souls to their children and grandchildren, meaning that Anamantha may succeed from a single line for many generations. She wears a sharpened thumb claw. Of course, with all that's happened here lately, I've wondered whether my family's line is coming to an end with me. Okay, farewell. And with that, I'm gonna end this part here, so for now, thank you very much. Stay alive, and see you soon. Bye.